Hello, it's Melinda, and today's tarot reading is with the Luminous Spirit, a new tarot deck that I got today. I'm super excited. I love the artwork in these. It's going to be the Celtic Spread, and it's a twin flame reading. So, for the core, we get the Eight of Wands. And to me, this looks like flames. So it looks like there's smoke coming out of the top. Could be candles or cleansing too, like when we burn the different things. Like I do sage. I did sage on these cards. It's what reminded me of that. But in these readings, we look at the overall direction, and there's definitely a hand pointing in this direction. I'll push everything a little closer so you can see it better. Okay, so this hand here is pointing down towards the world. And the world is laying in its position reversed. But when you place it with this card, and the way where it was before, naturally placed, it's pointing towards the world. And those two cards are facing. So... all right, so the very first card is the Eight of Wands. And I see the number 6. The 6th flame over is where that pointing hand is. So keep that number in mind. In sign language, it can form the letter D. And it's definitely pointing at the world down there. But the obstacle... so that was the core. Now we have the obstacle, and it's the Seven of Wands. And this card is in reverse. Look at that. They look like flames again. To me, they are wands, but it looks like a hand that's sort of shooting out flames. And there's definitely that third eye in the hand, which to me brings up the twin flame thing and the connection there, the communication. So maybe you're in separation right now, sort of shooting flames out. Okay, for desires, we get the Two of Pentacles. All right, there's 2 coins here. In the middle, we have a smaller coin. And then we have this bigger coin. And it looks like, to me, that the smaller coin of the 2 coins is trapped inside. And that snake, it's got its tail in its mouth and it's forming a complete locked circle. So it reminds me of a never-ending cycle with that smaller coin or finances. But the bigger coin, or the sun, on the outside is open, and it's out there for the taking. So I think that is the desire, is the financial stuff. And it's looking good with that card. Down here we have resources versus roots. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. And maybe it'd be easier to see like this. So in this tarot deck, see how they're two different bodies. One of them, it reminds me of yin and yang. A lot of things in here do. But this one right here, she's more open and she's facing the camera. But this one over here is completely just standoffish. It's back turned. So one of the flames might be interested, the other is saying heck no. And a lot throughout this reading we get these, like, this is the harvest. And so what I'm picking up is that this is representing the divine. And then the crown shows me some type of royalty in like the universal family line. This is the number 10 here. And there's definitely the third eye in the middle. And I always, like this to me, looks like the circle of enlightenment, but it's split up and it's divided. So it's not solid and it's not around either of their heads. So in their separation, they are not connected as well. And there's glitches in their communication with the divine. And they're both sort of just looking off into space, which brings us to this card here for the past. And these two are definitely looking off into space, but they're facing each other. And it's representing the dark and the light, or the black and the white, vice versa, however that plays. But see how they're connected in the middle, but they're facing each other with the angel guidance from the top, and it's like they don't even see each other. It's almost like zombies, like they don't even notice. So it shows that maybe they live very opposite or different lives, or did in the past, and whether they knew each other or not, they were not able to really understand or see that they could be together. And this 6 right here takes me back to the sixth flame pointing finger. And if it was flames, there's 6 there, right? Divide that in 2 and keep that number 3 in mind, because then these 2 could represent the 2, saying like divide that in 2. If you do numerology, that might make more sense to you. So in the past, you guys maybe didn't realize how important it was for you to be together, but then you've got the angel guidance. In the number 6, there in the number 6 on that flame with the direction pointing makes me think of the life path number of 6, if that rings true for any of you twin flame couples. Okay, for the future, we have 7 cups. And you can link in that 6 here too if you want to. 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and then that final one, look, it's the royalty again. It's that crown. Now, see the 2 flames here and here. That's what brought me to thinking all of this and seeing all these links and connections. Well, one side of the royal crown is there's a snake, and then there's jewels on that right side. On the other side, we have a castle, and then the harvest season, or the labors, the fruits of the labor. So it kind of looks to me like one of the flames is very family oriented and sort of, using that to produce their harvest. But then the other partner or person might be alone or single here, and using something that's not so traditional, and that one's gonna get the harvest, which is going to be financial. Now this one's having or going to get the harvest that is like the love and connection, and more like feeling like that family abundance. And these 2 people are really, if they were together, it would work out really well for them. Down here, in this spot, this is you, or you guys' attitude. Okay, so I see a starseed, like straight up, because of the shape of the eyes. It looks, almost alien in nature compared to the way that we, actually look in real life. And so, but look at the eyes, and they're a different kind of staring off into space. There's light in them somehow. But check out this wand. It's huge compared to all the other wands. I mean, look how little the wands are in this one. And then the one before it, they were this size too. And the whole deck, this is the biggest wand of the wands. And it's because it's the king, which takes us back to the 2 spots where there was the loyalty, right here. And then royalty, excuse me. And right here. Okay, so the King of Wands here, it's just a very meaningful life purpose. It's a big wand. And with this World card being placed here to, you know, that's the attitude and the person, and this is the action. So with the World in this direction facing here, I'm connecting this smoke. Remember, there was the smoke for the overall, the core issue. See all of those little smokes with the arrow pointing to the world, by the way. So, and here, you think if two humans were connected, the person has two heads, but there's 6 arms. And 5 of these arms are pointed and facing up to the divine, to the universe, and open to all of that wisdom. And their eyes are both closed, but there's 4 eyes above them. And the one in the middle is the connection with the divine. They're seeing all. And you could link that with the 4 human or like regular earthly elements to that fire, water, earth, and air. So this is you. And in union, you have even more resources than a normal human being with those extra arms. This last arm is rested on the back of their head, sort of holding them together. So for the outside, the world, in this spot here, we get a reversed 8 of Pentacles. Now the key points on this one, I see 3 sprouting growths, or, you know, groups of leaves here. And I see what looks to me like the wands, but it's a 3-rung ladder. Now the 3rd one up looks like it's moving forward. It's working towards the abundance. It's doing its purpose or its job because of the 2 growths at that spot. And there's 8 pentacles here. There was 8 wands here. And if you look at, if I just pan my camera over just a little bit, it goes, this 7 of wands here can connect with the number 7, with the cups overflowing with all the different things. And I think wands are super about creativity, and cups are about abundance in many different ways, as represented in this card. And then we had the King of Wands as you. Okay, for the right here we have hopes and fears. And I a lot of times usually use a hopes versus fears, but I don't see that in the 4 of Wands up right here. What I see for the pomegranates would be the 2 flames, and that the leaf right to the left shows me the harvest, what I was explaining as the divine presence. Now look closer though. There's 3 little growths of the bundles of leaves, the flowering leaves. Okay, I see earth, water, air, and fire above, and I see, if you pay attention, and this right here is 1 link. This one, as per our view, is divided. So there's 2, there's 3. We've got 4, 5, and 6. And we've got 7 and 8. I see 7 separate as of the view of the camera, I'm sorry, 8 different, yeah, there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's 8 separate here, and which is so strange because there was 8 in the Pentacles and 8 in the Wands. And it's got that divine communication and influence. And I think that pomegranates are always that fertility. These wands are representing creativity, and I think that there will be connection, but this is hopes and fears, so you would hope for it, but you'd also be afraid of it, because that would take you out of your normal situation in your normal life. For the last card, it's the Empress. But yeah, just don't forget there was 3 of those little branch leafing things here, 3 of those little branch leafing things here. Maybe somewhere in your natal charts there's the number 3, because the last card is number 3. And I link up the numbers. It makes a lot more sense to me. Doesn't she look completely at home? Doesn't she look like she's part of that harvesting, that growing, that divine? The Empress here, number 3. This says that when there is union, or it's progressing towards the union, because she's representing both of the flames here. And together with all of the resources available, and I caught a lot of you guys creatively have a huge purpose on this planet, and that when you're working together, there's going to be financial assistance because of the cosmos needing you to be able to do your work together. And literally, you are going to become part of the divine while you are in union and work for the universe as one. So that's my read for the Twin Flames. Today is July 8th, 2020. And seriously, thank you, Tina Gong, for the cards. They're beautiful. I absolutely love them. They are radiant when you're shuffling, and they draw my attention to the specific cards that I need to pick. I really am connecting with them, and I'm enjoying using them so much. And I emailed her and talked to her, and she said she would be absolutely happy for me to use the cards. She's a one-woman operation. So, shout out to you. Your cards are beautiful. Thank you. I love them. And for all of you Twin Flames and everybody in July, as part of the collective, stay thankful, stay grateful, and we will all be blessed together as one. Namaste. All my information's listed below.